Exhale, step back to plank and lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, step, walk, or jump to seated position. Modified Kurmasana. Flexing your feet, get them about the width of the mat. We move the shoulders inside the knees, squeezing the shoulders with the knees. Wrap the hands around the outer edges of the feet. Now pull the belly in, tuck the chin, and curl forward. Full deep breathing. We want to continue working the knees into the shoulders so the inner thighs are active. As a variation here, if you're finding you can get your shoulders under your knees, then eventually over time you would start extending the arms out and sliding the heels forward. But it's much better to stay in the first variation until your body's ready. Bending the knees as you inhale, look up. Exhale, if you're holding your feet, you bring the soles of the feet together. Keep the knees lifting and move the top of the head towards the feet. So you're curling the spine, breathing fully here. One more. On your inhalation, looking up. Exhale, unwind the body and bring the knees up in front. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, step or jump back to plank and lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, step or jump to seated position. Placing the soles of the feet together. Thumbs are between the feet. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, chin tuck at the chest, moving up into the chin. We spiral the feet open like you're opening a book. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Try to keep the sits bones grounded and the chest lengthening out in front. One more breath. On your inhale, come up to seated, and exhale, release. And bring the knees up in front. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, step back, 1, 2, and lower to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. And inhale, step, walk, or jump to seated position. We'll close now, lying down on our backs. Bring the heels in as close as you can to the hips. Get the feet shoulder width apart, grounding the outer edges of the feet, lifting the arches. On your inhalation, start lifting the pelvis up nice and gentle. As the hips come up, roll the shoulders open. We interlace the fingers and press the arms into the floor. Some variation for this pose. You could keep the spine lengthening, ground the feet, and just lift the hips slightly with the hands wide. This would be a gentler version of the same pose. As you feel stronger and more open, that's when you would start walking those hands underneath, getting the shoulders supporting the body. Last breath. And exhale, coming down. Take a rest. On your inhale, again, start lifting the pelvis up very gently. Just go as far as it's comfortable for your body. Roll the shoulders under you. Allow the chest to lift up into the chin. Again, a gentler variation is to stay down a little bit lower. Still lifting the pelvis, feeling strength through the lower body, the legs. The feet have a strong connection with the floor. Last breath. And exhale, coming down. Hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, rocking up to seated position. Stretch the legs out in front of you. Lengthen out, inhale, and exhale, forward bend, opening up the low back. Again, if you can't quite reach your feet, leave the hands up a little bit higher. Keep the chest lifting. Just stay focused on your breath. On your inhale, look up. Exhale, release, and we'll lie down on our backs again. This time, we hug the knees into the chest. This is your first variation. Next, if you feel good here, you have your breathing, you could lift the feet up, put the hands behind the knees, and breathe here. This is called legs up the wall. This is an excellent variation. Also, you could use a strap around the feet or a towel and walk the hands up the towel. From this position, if shoulder stand is a good option for your body, your neck is healthy, you've been there before, then you would move the hands down to the hips, and on an inhalation, lift the pelvis up, only as far as it's good for you. Ujjayi breath. Keep the feet together, the toes are pointed. As a variation here, if you have come into shoulder stand, you could bring the hips back down to the floor and stay in the legs up the wall position. If you have chosen to be in shoulder stand, make sure there's always a space between the back of your neck and the floor. You can keep the hips backed up the way I have mine, or you start to reach up. Shoulder stand, you can hold 5 breaths or much longer, depends how you feel. When you're ready, on an exhalation, we move towards Halasana. The first safe variation is staying in legs up the wall and just walking the hands a little bit higher. Here again, if you have a strap around your feet, you would just walk your hands a little bit higher on the strap. If you have chosen to move into Halasana, again, you always want to be sure to have a space between the back of your neck and the floor. Keep the hips lifting. Keep energy moving upwards. There's not compression, pressure coming down. It's reaching and lengthening upwards. One more breath. From this position, when you're ready on an exhale,